Hey there, Aaron here with Rollon, coming to you from Oak Valley Estates in Burleson, Texas today. It is the end of May, and let's check out this yard. All right, so we just picked up this yard in March of 2025, and we actually treated this yard many years ago between ownership. So the previous owner, I got some intel that they didn't take very good care of the yard. And so it doesn't take long for a yard to go bad if you don't keep up with the cultural practices. So we're going to go over today what's going on with this yard, and what it is this area of the yard is got drought stress from the year before, or even multiple years, let's say. But this could happen in one season if the yard's not watered properly on top of some shade. Now, I just got done talking to the client through the Ring doorbell, and they told me that they've been watering. So one of the things that I'm seeing in the spring is this yellowing. And so all the rain that we've got, April and May are our wettest months, and the customers are watering 3 times a week. And this is what's contributing to this root suffocation and probably some Bipolaris fungus. And this yard went into dormancy, probably has a really stressed out root system, maybe no root system in some areas at all because of the drought stress. I mean, you're going to lose some grass to drought if you don't water it. Some other contributing factors to this lawn being in the shape that it's in is that the mowing frequency and mowing height are too tall. Along this fence line, it looks like it's holding some water, so I wouldn't do grass here. I would, like, right in the shade line here, I would do rock all along there and not try to grow grass. It looks like they're having, when there's a heavy rain, the water flows under the fence. There's a problem there. We have grass growing, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches over the edges. That lets me know that the yard isn't being mowed on a weekly basis and isn't getting edged for sure on a weekly or even bi-weekly basis. So the instructions for the customer is going to be mow a minimum of once a week, and then of course edge every week. And then your max mowing height is going to be 1.5 inches, because this is TIF 419 Bermuda. It's in pretty sad shape. Now we have this tree here, and it is contributing to some shade. Bermuda grass is not a shade tolerant grass, and it's not going to do well in the shade. And then on top of drought stress, too much water, that's what's going on in this area here. So I would consider, you know, maybe a zoysia in the front yard, as long as you pruned up the trees. And then as long as you pruned up the trees, I guess you could go back with TIF 419, but it's going to be a short-term solution. These trees are going to continue to get bigger, and even zoysia is going to be a short-term solution. Eventually, one day, this should all be ground cover when these trees fully mature. So that's something to think about. The long-term solution would be ground cover in those areas, and then just have your maybe grass out a little bit in here, and then between the sidewalks and the road for sure. This area probably be okay for a little while longer. But comment below, like, what is your recommendation for this customer? So list them all in the comments, what you would do to this lawn based on my other videos. What would you do if this was your lawn? What are your recommendations? So as we move to the backyard, and of course we have a heavy thatch problem too, and this mowing height is contributing to it. See how these stems are just laying over, right? And that's contributing to all this, a lot of the thatch, and that's attributed to not mowing often enough and mowing extremely too tall. And it's all through here. It's all throughout the yard. A lot of it you can't see because the grass is growing over it, but there's a thin layer of top growth of thatch or whatever on the soil, blocking water and sunlight and all kinds of things. But this area here, I would extend the rock out here to get this shade right here, and I'd come back and I'd connect over here, and I would fill it with a lot of these plants that you see and rock under this area here. I wouldn't try to grow grass here. Too shaded. Too shaded for St. Augustine, zoysia. Whenever you go battling shade, grass isn't the answer. If we lived in the transition zone, I could say that you could grow fescue in that area, but we don't. So it's not really an option. So more of the same in this backyard. Looks like they planted, or not planted, they put rock here for a reason, probably for drainage reasons. It probably couldn't get grass to grow there, and that would be a common area that you couldn't grow grass. But you see this yellowing here, that's all from too much water. So the customer was watering 3 days a week, and I've notified her to turn off the water. I'm going to give her a list of instructions moving forward. But that's why that's yellowing, and also has it's a heavy thatch. It's big time in here. All right, so all of that is contributing to the yellowing, and this grass is a foot tall in some areas. So your TIF 419, your max mowing height is going to be 1.5 inches, and on a Toro 21-inch mower, that is the lowest setting. It's a 1. Now for the flower beds, they could use Roundup and maintain these flower beds. There's plenty enough spacing that's what I would use to keep these beds clean. Just to go over the homework for this customer, I would recommend either putting some zoysia in the front yard, or lifting those trees up to allow more sunlight to come through, or just go ahead and biting the bullet and putting the ground cover there in the shade. That would be the long-term solution. Of course, you could do a rock bed or something like that also, but the lawn went into dormancy under a lot of heat stress or drought stress, and it didn't come out of dormancy well. A lot of it died, and so some of it's going to have to be replaced, or some other things are going to have to be done in the shade. So no watering between January and May 30th. Mow at 1.5 inches. Mow more frequently, and make sure you dethatch the yard every few years. So thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to comment below what you do to this yard. Thanks. Bye.